back to Gaming Hot Takes, a series where I read your hottest takes about various video games. In today's video, we'll be talking about a GameCube classic, Super Mario Sunshine. Now this game is a bit divisive these days, some people love it, some people hate it, so I'm very curious to know what you guys sent in as far as what you did like or didn't like, so let's get right into it. While the final game is pretty good, it's still a shame to see so many interesting concepts and mechanics scrapped so that Sunshine could be a follow-up to Mario 64, which is why I believe that if Sunshine stuck to its original idea about helping people and using soul coins to travel across islands, it wouldn't be seen as the weakest 3D Mario title or a bad sequel to Mario 64. Whew, I might have started there a little bit, but okay, so I'm actually not aware of the original idea for Sunshine. You said that they're gonna let you use soul coins to go across islands. I guess that wouldn't have been a bad idea per se, using some sort of currency to travel. Other games have probably done that before, but yeah, personally, I don't think Sunshine is the weakest 3D Mario. That might be one we've already covered here on Gaming Hot Takes previously. But yeah, I think the idea might have been good per se. It wouldn't have been like a great idea perhaps, but you know, using currency to travel to islands wouldn't have been like the worst idea ever. But yeah, I think Sunshine, even though it could have maybe had a bit more unique elements in some areas, I do think it has its own identity compared to the other 3D Marios, in my opinion. So, yeah, I would have been down for a, you know, using coins to travel to islands, but I do think that would have been maybe a barrier to people wanting to explore them by just walking to them or just running to them, I guess. I'm not sure. I mean, Sunshine isn't as open as stuff like Odyssey, for example. But, yeah, using coins to travel to islands, I wouldn't have been against that, personally. I love the voice acting. It's great, and it should have stuck around longer. So, this right here is one of those things that people point to when they say that Sunshine sucks, because some people do not love the voice acting here. I think it's pretty cheesy and cringy in a bad way. Now, personally, I'm okay with it. I actually kind of enjoy it to an extent. It could have been better, sure, obviously. But, again, that does give Sunshine its own unique identity compared to the other Mario games, because the other ones don't have any voice acting at all. So, you know, I gotta give them credit for at least trying, but, yeah, it could have been better. However, I think we are in an era now where I think voice acting for a mainline Mario game is more possible with, like, you know, we had it in Zelda. I mean, Pokemon might have it in the future, but, yeah, I'd be down, like, you know, getting, like, better voice actors nowadays to, you know, come in and do the next 3D Mario and have, like, full voice acting. That would be a cool experiment. Would it be the best? Maybe, maybe not, but, I'd be down for it. They could make it work. It is one of the most fun Mario games, and it's very overlooked in my opinion. It is very overlooked. I think people just don't talk about Sunshine to the level of, like, Galaxy or Odyssey or 64. But Sunshine, even though it may have some quirks here and there that people aren't very fond of, it is still a very good game. And again, I've gone on record multiple times. I prefer Sunshine over Mario 64, and I always will. I love 64. I love a lot of things about that game. But as an overall experience and control-wise, I prefer Sunshine, personally. But both games are good. But yeah, it's a fun Mario game. Very overlooked. I agree with you there. And I think the remake on 3D All-Stars might not have done it enough of a service to make it more loved. I don't know. But, yeah, honestly, I think if any Mario game is going to be always overlooked no matter what, it's going to be Sunshine for just whatever reason. But, I love it, and, you know, you probably love it if you're watching this, I don't know, but, yeah, it is fun and is very overlooked. I agree here. It's an amazing game and should have gotten representation in Odyssey with a Delphino Kingdom like Mario 64 did with the Mushroom Kingdom. Man, I forgot about this. Okay, so for those who don't know, there was a huge rumor around the time that Odyssey was about to come out where, there was kind of like a map leak, I guess, where, there was apparently going to be a whole, like, bonus kingdom that was Delphino Plaza from Mario Sunshine. It's like a, like a bonus unlockable or something. And people were freaking out, and then it didn't happen, and people were mad. So I remember that now. It was crazy. I would have loved it. That would have been great. I think they might have done that, not done that to avoid maybe too much Easter eggs, if that makes sense, because we have the Mushroom Kingdom, which is obviously based on Mario 64's Mushroom Kingdom, or Peach's Castle, I should say. But Yeah, I mean, they did want to give Odyssey its own, unique identity like Sunshine did. So I think having so many callbacks to other Mario games maybe would have been a bit too much. So, but again, I'd be down for it. If they had Delfino Kingdom in this game, I would love that so much. But I think Peach's Castle is enough of a cool little Easter egg world to explore. So, yeah, and again, I think that rumor was definitely, like, it wasn't from, like, a reliable leaker anyway, from what I remember. So, there wasn't really enough credence to it. So, but yeah, I would have loved it. It would have been great, but I think Peach's Castle was enough fan service as a little cool bonus world to unlock. So, yeah, I would have loved it, but I'm fine with it not being there personally. Okay, so this hot take is a little bit long, but I do want to read it out because it's got some good points in there. So let's go paragraph by paragraph here. So the first one says, I'm going to say the physics and camera are the only thing I actively don't like about the game. I notice a lot of people don't realize that the hover nozzle feels stiff to control because of the physics and not because of the controls themselves. So yeah, for me, the controls are definitely, I think they're overall better than 64, but people do have issues with them. There are some cases where the nozzle can maybe not work that well. Pachinko Machine is a good example. But I think on an overall sense, the camera and controls to me are better in Sunshine, but they're still not the best as they could have been. But they are better in that case. Second one says, also I think it had the most unique ideas for any main Mario game since 64. I think it had even more unique ideas in 64 if I'm being honest. I think the missions were better than 64's and it had a better story than 64. I don't think it's the best Mario game. I'm not even sure the overall package is greater than 64. I do think a lot of people undervalue Sunshine though, just like I think a lot of people overvalue 64. So yeah, a lot of good points here, man. I'm trying not to stutter, I apologize, but good points here. So, unique ideas, definitely, I agree with that. I think Odyssey, to me, is still the king of unique ideas with the whole capture mechanic. But, I think Sunshine definitely has unique ideas here and there. Then the missions, I think, I would say in terms of not being super annoying overall, I think Sunshine definitely is better than 64 because 64 has those annoying 100 coin missions, which are a pain in the ass to do sometimes. So I agree there. Undervalue Sunshine, overvalue 64. I don't think people overvalue 64. I think people just are a bit blind to its shortcomings because of how iconic and revolutionary it is. Because again, 64 was a revolution for 3D platformers. Like it changed the game as far as like, games after that. But I think people love it so much for that and they fail to realize that it's not really as good as it's made out to be. It's got some hiccups here and there. I don't love the camera. The controls are kind of slippery. Some of the missions are definitely bleh. But, yeah, and then it says, the final paragraph here, it says, one last thing. I think the ground movement of Sunshine is leagues better than that of 64. Aerial movement is debatable, though. I would agree. I think, aerial movement is probably, maybe not, maybe, I'm not sure. But, just overall movement, like, not just ground, but, like, overall in all of Sunshine, I think is definitely way better than 64. Because of, better hardware, better controls. But, yeah, aerial movement, I gotta think about that one. I would probably lean more towards yes because of the hover nozzle, but I'll go back to that one. But with that, we're done with this one. Oh my god, moving on. I really like the voice acting, and I wish it was in more Mario games. Also, the ending cutscene with Bowser and Jr. is the most wholesome cutscene in the entire franchise. It's one of the reasons why Bowser is one of my favorite video game villains. Yeah, as I said, the voices definitely aren't the best. They are a little bit cringy and cheesy here and there, but I think as a first attempt, it wasn't the worst thing. It wasn't really that bad. So again, I do want to see it in a future Mario game with like, better voice actors and, more experienced voice actors. So I do hope they come back to that experiment. Ending cutscene with Bowser and Bowser Jr., I agree, it's very, very wholesome, very, very cute. Where Jr. is like, I knew Peach wasn't my mama, but, it is what it is. So, yeah, I feel like Sunshine definitely did Bowser Jr. a lot of justice as, like, you know, his introduction to the Mario franchise was that game. So, yeah, definitely some good points here. The Pachinko level is some of the worst physics I've ever seen in a Mario game. Yeah, I don't know what they were doing with those physics. Like, it just feels so weird to move around in that fucking thing. I don't know, could have been like a little bit of a bug or a glitch, I don't know, but like, there is no reason why, like, you try to hover to a certain area, for some reason it like propels you forward to the middle. I don't know what was going on there, and that is why it's like a iconically hard level, because it's not because it's really that challenging, it's because the controls make it, you know, a bit of a pain to do. So, yeah, I don't know if they're the worst physics in any Mario game ever, but if not the worst, it's definitely up there somewhere. Anybody who likes the blue coins is sadistic. I mean, they're not wrong for, liking them as like a little bit of a challenge, I guess, but I mean, I kind of agree here because the blue coins are for sure the lowest point of Mario Sunshine, because here's the thing, right? Yeah, getting collectibles is always kind of fun, but when you don't have a proper enough guide to like know which ones you've already gotten, and there's like, what, 240 or so of them, it's not the best experience. I mean, there are kind of guides in each world to like let you know how many in that world you got, but like knowing which ones you've already gone for, there's no guide for that. So that's what makes it hard to get all of them, because you're gonna keep going back to the same area over and over again to like get the blue coin that you've already gotten. You don't know that you've already gotten it, or you keep forgetting, I guess. But maybe it's a bit of a stretch to call people sadistic for liking them, but I am definitely in the group of people that don't like them at all, because you know, they can be fun to collect here and there, but like trying to 100% the game with them is kind of a big ass pain. So yeah, the blue coins are for sure the lowest point, as I mentioned, of Mario Sunshine. Bowser's voice in this game is better than Jack Black's in the Mario movie. So here's the thing, I mentioned I do like the voice acting in this game, but I gotta disagree here. I think Jack Black's voice in the Mario movie is way better than Bowser's voice in Mario Sunshine. I mean, come on, it's Jack Black. You can't beat Jack Black. He does a great job voicing Bowser in the movie. So, I appreciate that you have this opinion, but, this is a hard disagree for me. The eel boss in Noki Bay is one of the hardest bosses, not because it's actually challenging, but because the physics are awful. So yeah, similar to the Pachinko machine, the physics here are definitely wonky. Trying to use a hover nozzle underwater is really, really clunky. Like, it's a really cool idea, you know, the whole entire boss fight is pretty cool. You're cleaning some eel's teeth with the hover nozzle. But the controls here are definitely really slippery and kind of bad. So it kind of does ruin the boss fight a little bit, because the controls could have been a little bit better for this. Like, if this boss were in Odyssey, would have been a goated boss fight. But here, it's just, again, cool idea, bad execution, I would say. So, yeah, I agree here. I'm torn on which level I hate more, the Pachinko machine or that stupid lily pad level. Here's my answer. They're both awful. Like, I hate both of them so much. The physics in both of them are kind of wonky. I think the physics in the lily pad level are less annoying, but again, just what you have to do for that, you have to fall in that stupid fucking lily pad to get the red coins, and if you miss one, you have to go all the way back and get it without falling in the water, because for some reason the water here will fucking kill you! It just doesn't make sense! Ugh! But, yeah, I think I hate Pachinko a little bit more, or actually, no. Taking that back. I hate lily pad a bit more than Pachinko, because Pachinko, it's just the physics that are awful. I think the lily pad level is just awful in general with like, the whole objective there. So, yeah, I mean, this is based on preference, but for me, I'd say lily pad is definitely the harder and more annoying level of the two that you listed here. I love how you can adjust how far you can spray with the GameCube's analog triggers. It makes FLUDD so much fun to use. I definitely agree here. I think that allows for some fun puzzles here and there, some fun sections. And yeah, I can see why people do miss the analog triggers on more modern controllers, because they just don't have them, and there have been some games like this one where they actually use the analog triggers to some cool extent. So, yeah, I agree here. I loved it, and I hope that in the future, maybe on Switch 2, I don't know, that they give us a Pro Controller that has, like, swappable analog triggers, or an analog trigger variant of the entire Pro Controller. I don't know, but I do hope we get them back sometime in the future. Alright folks, that is it for your Mario Sunshine hot takes. Thank you to all those who sent in your hot takes for this week, and if you guys want to send in your own hot takes for a future video, then follow me on X, Blue Sky, and on Discord, because I am on various servers asking questions, so you guys might see me somewhere, you guys can answer my question. So, hope you all enjoyed. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and smash that like button for more amazing hot takes to come, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye everybody!